Chapter 18, Dueling Hearts. Hopefully you're all having a great day. The carriage rattles as you and your husband speed towards the duel. Your heart races with each clop of the horse's hooves, but you only stare at the Duke in defiant silence as he brusquely explains his plans. When all this business is handled, we'll return to the country immediately, away from the damned wagging tongues of London. Like Sir Somerville. Enough. I've left word to your mother and sister to join us there. If you survive. Lauren swallows visibly, his hand flexes nervously. Perhaps the consequences of the duel are finally sinking in. Maybe there's hope after all. Perhaps he'll let this go. Doubtful. But before you can press the subject, the carriage slows to a halt and the baronet opens the door. Your Grace, I was beginning to worry you'd back down. Puh! I never back down from matters of honor. This is why you partnered with me. But the Duke's shaking hands tell a different story as he rises to exit. He pauses. You may not want to see this, Sophie. Lawrence, because hearing it is far better. This way I'm only subjected to the sound of a gunshot that killed either my husband or my lover ringing through the air. How considerate. Don't say I didn't warn you. Let her be a witness, Bedford. The girl should see what she's done. Understand the chaos she's wrought. Stumbling clumsily from the carriage, you rush across the dueling grounds and throw your arms around Nat in a desperate hug. Sophie. In the moment, you don't care about propriety. All you care about is his loving embrace and what could be his final moments. Hold me, and never let go. His arms tighten around you, and you bury your face in the crook of his neck. You shouldn't be here, Your Grace. You look up to see Philip stepping out from the shade of a nearby tree, his usual sunny demeanor clouded over. Philip, we've dragged you into this mess as well? I would have no one else serve as my second. He takes one hand from around your waist and grasps Philip's arm. The two nod resolutely at each other, eyes shining. I will do my damnedest to negotiate terms with the Baronet, but should I fail, Philip will see that I'm buried with honor. That won't happen because you will survive at all costs. It shames me to say such a thing, but if only one can live, if it's you or him, Duchess, make sure it's you. Don't you dare make me bury you. Killing him defeats the purpose of this duel. He must satisfy his honor against me so that your family may remain secure. To grant that security, he must live. Then back out of this! I can't have anything happening to you. Philip gives you some space as Nat takes in your hands in his expression solemn. Lawrence was right. For all my talk of what I'd do if we were married, I could never provide for you as a wife. All I've done is jeopardize you. All you've done is lift me up. You've been nothing but good to me. For you needn't duel to prove it to me. I need to prove it to myself, Sophie. Lawrence demands retribution, and I won't let him take it from you. Let me do this one good thing. Let me provide in the only way the world will allow me to. From across the dueling grounds, the Duke and the Baronet shout to you and Nate. For God's sake, leave the letter alone, Sophie. How brazen can the woman be? In an instant, you understand his pain, his ache to defend you, but you need him to be saved. Nathaniel, don't do this to me. Isn't my plea enough to stop this? Aren't I enough? You're more than enough, Sophie. You're all there is for me. I lived my whole life with that obligation. I viewed it as a burden, but you've shown me there's honor in being accountable for another. For one you love. To fall on the sword for you and your family is a greater honor than I could have dreamed to achieve in my small life. He pulls away from you, determined to face the Duke, but you try to go to him, but Philip holds you back, the surgeon at his side. Stay with the surgeon, Sophie. You want to keep your distance. I'll keep your company, Your Grace. Philip, wait. There are stories of great seconds able to sway the minds of duelists. The Baronet is set on this duel, but you can end this before it starts. You must persuade the Baronet. There's another solution to this. Surely you can see how all this is pain and misery can be avoided. There must be some other way the Duke and the Baronet can punish me. Of course I do, but you heard Nate. He's set on ending this for good. And the Baronet, he's practically salivating at the idea of bloodshed. Your helpless hands clench your skirts as Philip strides confidently towards the Baronet to discuss terms. Sir, I pray we can come to an accord. Save your breath, your tutor made a mockery of my dear friend's honor. Kissing a married man or woman, this Mr. Pippin should be lucky a duel is all but discussing. No, this can't be happening. Your heart sinks as the Baronet scoffs at Philip's suggestion. After they finish, the Baronet pulls out a set of dueling pistols. Well, see, depending on the whole deal he has between him and Lawrence, he may be in the position to reap the most benefits if Lawrence dies. That's maybe why he's pushing this. Oh god, I can't watch. Usual rules, of course. Pistols, 10 paces, turn, fire on my signal. Very well. Let's get this over with. Nat and Lawrence each retrieve their pistol. All you can hear is your heartbeat as the two slowly pace across the field. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Baronet raises his voice over Philip. Counting the paces far too quickly, your head swims, your pulse pounding in your ears. 8, 9, 10. You stumble a half-step forward, reaching helplessly for Nate. Every nerve ending in your body is burning with hot, white-hot fear. Nate, wait! But you're too late. The Baronet has already given the signal. Fire! As you watch in horror, Nate and Lawrence turn and fire. Nate into the air, and Lawrence straight at him. No! As the smoke clears, the surgeon rushes over to where Nate has fallen on the field. Blood pours from a wound in his shoulder. Color drains from his face. Please, Nate, stay with me. Don't leave me. But his eyes flutter shut, his body rigid with pain. You turn towards Lawrence with rage roaring in your ears. Are you happy, Lawrence? You're shooting a man in your employment and calling it honor. How dare you? Dash it all, I didn't mean to actually hit the man. The Baronet is already herding away Lawrence, who looks decidedly ill at the sight of Nate. Come along, Bedford, quickly now, before the authorities arrive. I won't leave him. You dodge the Duke and the Baronet rushing across the field. You fall to your knees at his side as the surgeon works over him. How does it look? He's lost a lot of blood already. I feel strange. You desperately grasp his hand, which is cold to the touch. His eyes flutter, struggling to stay open. Listen to me. You must stay strong. He weakly squeezes your hand, peering up at you with rapidly dimming eyes. Duchess, I promise. To your horror, his eyes roll suddenly back at his head, his fingers falling from your grip. Just then, Lawrence's hand clamps around your wrist as he drags you towards the carriage. You've idled long enough, Sophie. Come along, it's over. Oh, wait. Nate! Nate! As you ride off in the carriage, you catch a final glimpse of him lying unnaturally still on the ground. You barely remember the ride to your country estate, with the screaming, your voice raw for its duration. The Duke brushes past you upon your arrival. Pendleton, return my belongings to my study. You fall to your knees in the grass, weighed down by the hurt, rage, as your husband's servants bustle around you with boxes and cases, refusing to meet your eyes. Is this it? Have I lost him? Has Lawrence slain the last thing that was my own? As the last footman hurries by you, a familiar book drops from the box he carries. As you reach for the journal, your mind flashes to the last time you saw the book. With a loud hurrah, the Vicomte presented a series of gifts from his satchel. Is this his journal? He shouted such a handsome and manly duke deserves all this. Join me and we'll be wealthier than the king. Sophie, this is dated before the Vicomte arrived. It's fiction. You notice what appears to be the edge of a letter sticking out from one of the pages. Maybe there's more in here than fiction. You open the journal to find not one, but a handful of letters sottily tucked inside. My darling lover, I can't wait to see you again. I ache for the feel of your thick manhood between... My goodness. You trail off, blinking in surprise and trying to get the mental image out of your head. If only Mina knew what a monster she's laid with. But as you thumb through the letters, you quickly realize they aren't just from Mina. They're from 3 other women as well. Your heart leaps at the thought of revenge, followed by a wave of sadness for Mina. You aren't the only one the Duke betrayed. Your thoughts drift to the hunt when Mina stood up before you. Open your bloody eyes, Your Grace. Sophie almost died. What an embarrassing way to go that would have been. Or worse, what if I had run in our direction? Am I to believe you would have warded off an attack on me the way Nate did Sophie? I should have partnered with him.
Miss Bitmore, calm down. I simply...
No, help your wife. She probably saw his true colors that day and probably dumped him. For everything Mina has put me through, she deserves to know the truth. And if I can't have my happiness, Lawrence shouldn't either. Save Mina from Lawrence. I'd be best quick if I'm to escape here, sight unseen. But as you stuff the letters in your pocket, Lawrence's valet returns outside.
Your Grace, is there something I can help you with? One of the Duke's physicians seems to have been lost.
Pinderton. Tell my husband to keep a better track of his things. He should not discard his things so haphazardly. Or is it your fault, Pinderton, that such a prized possession has been lost?
I'm certain it's temporarily misplaced, nothing to be alarmed about.
He all but runs off, scrambling. You rise to your feet, Lawrence's letter's practically burning a hole in your pocket. That was too close. You make your way tongue twist. You make your way to Mina's estate, letters in hand. Although you're worried that she won't receive you, her curiosity eventually wins out. What an unexpected pleasure, Your Grace.
She gives you a cool look as you enter, obviously suspicious of your presence.
May I offer you some refreshments? No, thank you. This won't take long. Her gaze sharpens as you settle into a nearby chair, pulling the stack of letters from your pocket. I know about your affair with Lawrence, Mina. Your Grace, I'm not sure why you'd... And that's more, what's more, I have proof. Her eyes widen as you hold up the first letter. Her mouth twists into an unpleasant sneer as she recognizes her own handwriting. So what, Lawrence was mine before he was yours. During my debut season, he had eyes for no one but me. He was on the verge of proposal when you swept in and snatched him away with a dusty old title and some doe-eyed naivete. Mina, I truly do not care. This would shock you, but the world does not revolve around you. I'm not losing sleep over your affair, nor am I here to shout and scream at you. I'm certainly not interested in your tragic justification of it. My marriage was never a love match anyway. Her anger gives way to bewilderment as well as grudging respect. So why have you come, then? You lean forward, handing some of the letters and the bundle of letters to her. She takes them cautiously from you. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but as it turns out, you're not his only mistress. A crestfallen Mina flips through the stack of letters, eyes growing mistier with each slip of paper. No. He promised. Lawrence told me that he would... You wonder if Mina would be comforted to know that you have strayed from your marriage as well. Mina, you're not alone in your propriety. I don't know if this eases your pain to hear, but I have a confession to make as well. Lawrence is not the only one who has been unfaithful. Don't tell me it's my husband. Even I'll admit you could do better than him. No, but you should be kinder to Francis. Mina shrugs. I have been having an affair with Nate, my tutor. Yes, yes, I know. She impatiently waves her hand through the air, unfazed. You knew. Well, perhaps knew is a strong word. Let's just say suspected. Who in the right mind wouldn't want to have an affair with such a gorgeous creature? He practically fought a boar for you. You stare at her, completely flabbergasted. She ignores you, continuing to flip through the Duke's letters. I always knew Lawrence was a cad, but this, after all the things I've done for him, to him? Please spare me the details, please. You know, if we wanted to, we could take all this away from him. I know these women. It would be a matter of a few discreet notes. Mina goes to her desk, starting to scroll furiously to 3 women. Won't Lawrence realize that you're behind the notes? I certainly hope so. What's he gonna do, find a new mistress? Hasn't he already done that? It was facetious. Jesus, woman. I suppose I ought to put an end to all that. Tell the society ladies he contracted a disease. No one will touch him after I'm done. It doesn't take long for her to finish writing to all 3 of the Duke's lovers, enclosing one of his letters to each of them for proof. I can only imagine how incensed they will be. I'd like to see Lawrence weasel himself out of this. Mina calls for a servant to hand-deliver the letters, and then turns to you with a satisfied smile. I'll let you know when I receive the replies. I'm sure they'll write back soon in gratitude for opening their eyes. Thank you, Mina. Getting to know you has been rather interesting. Who would have thought the 2 of us would have so much in common? She raises one delicate eyebrow, giving you an arch look. Such as what? Knowing the location of Lawrence's birthmark? Or are you too oblivious to your husband that you don't even know that? You accept her dig with a little sigh. Standing up to bid her farewell, perhaps the 2 of you will never become the best of friends. But I'm more than happy to settle for Mina's grudging respect. That evening, you pace around the bedchamber with your worry. The excitement of your discussion with Mina subsided, your body aches with anguish. For all I know, he could be dead. You're just considering taking a long ride to burn off energy when Campbell enters the room, eyes wide. Your Grace, you won't believe who's here. Every nerve ending in your body comes alive. You anxiously grasp her hand, hope blooming in your chest. Nate, I hadn't thought he would be able to travel so soon. Has he... She shakes her head, sympathetically squeezing your hand. Despite her efforts, she can't quite hide the sadness in her eyes. It's a surgeon, Your Grace. He's asking to see you. I've hidden him in your lessons room for now. Your heart plummets at her words. The last image of him was lying. Still swims unbidden in your mind. You steady yourself, refusing to crumble just yet. Thank you, Campbell. You've done well. I really doubt they'd kill him off. You hurry through the house and into your old lessons room. The exhausted surgeon scrapes back this chair, standing wearily to meet you. At the sight of the surgeon's grave expression, your heart sinks even further. I'm afraid Nate is beginning to fail, Your Grace. But there must be more you can do. You shouldn't be here. You should be with him, trying to save him. If I thought it would do any good, I would be. However, if you want to say goodbye, this may be your last chance. You draw a shaky breath. You can't afford to fall apart right now. At least, not yet. Take me to him, please. You barely remember to the nearby inn. Just the feel of the cold night air whipping past and the thud of your heartbeat in your chest. You steel yourself as the surgeon leads you into his room, where he lies feverish and wan in the bed. You hurry to the bed, peering anxiously down on him. He tosses fitfully in the bed, the tangled sheets damp with sweat. Nate, it's me. I'm here now. I was able to remove the bullet, sew up the wound, but it looks like as though it might be festering. On the nightstand, you see a bloody rag and a used basin. Your stomach turns at the sight. How long does he have? It's difficult to say. It's in God's hands now. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for him now. I appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, Your Grace. I'm sorry I could not give you better news.
As the surgeon takes his leave, you take Nate's hand in yours, weeping as you press your lips to his fevered forehead.
Can you hear me? It's Sophie, your Duchess.
Sophie. His eyes flicker slyly at your name, but he doesn't appear to recognize you. His too bright gaze slips away from you as he moans in pain, tossing and turning in the bed.
Where am I? He must be delirious with fever.
You're still standing over him when Philip arrives with a steaming bowl of water and clean cloths.
Thank God you're here, Sophie. I was worried you would miss. The surgeon warned me there may not be much time. The outlook may be grim, but people can pull through the most astounding traumas given the proper motivation. Do you truly believe that?
The ghost of a smile crosses his lips as he glances down at him, still twisting and turning feverishly in the bed.
Trust me, Sophie, there's nothing Nate would fight harder for to live than for you. If you stayed with him, I know his soul would soar. If anyone can get his fever to break, it's you.
Stay and tend to his wounds. You take the bowl of water and cloth from Philip, setting them down next to his bed. He tosses feverishly, moaning in his sleep.
Must get up. Safe, Sophie.
I'll stay and attend to him, Philip. Perhaps hearing my voice will help him.
And if it doesn't...
You break off to choke up to continue. Philip nods in understanding.
I'll send word to your mother so she doesn't worry.
Tactfully, he withdraws from the room, leaving you alone with him. With trembling fingers, you dip a cloth in the steaming water and gently press it to his shoulder.
Ah!
He hisses in pain, but doesn't pull away at last. The wound is clean as you can make it.
It looks better, but you're still so hot with fever.
You wet the cloth with cold water from the pitcher, pressing it to his fevered brow.
Can you hear me? You must listen to me. I won't let you give up. I know that you're scared, that you're in pain, that you're weak right now, but you're still the strongest person I've ever met.
You take his hand, squeezing harder than you mean to. Your voice is thick with determination.
I'm here with you. I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you.
He moans again in response, his eyes flickering open. He gazes up at you in confusion.
Who? Where?
I don't... Your heart breaks as you realize he doesn't even recognize you. Caught up in the delirium, he struggles to sit up, hissing in pain. I must find Sophie.
Shh, Nate, rest, please. I'm right here.
Gently, you press him back into the bed, drawing the coverlet carefully over him. Wetting another cold compress, you mop his feverish brow.
I need to keep him calm. I should caress his cheek.
Humming softly, you gently place your cool hand along his cheek, using the other to brush his damp hair back from his brow.
No, I must.
He struggles to sit up, searching for your touch through his delirium.
There, Nate, I'm here.
You press Nate back into the bed, rhythmically stroking your thumb along his temple. Your fingers are cool against his feverish skin. He relaxes beneath your hand, his twisting and turning begins to slow, soothed by your soft touch.
Sophie, I have to find her. I'm right here. I won't leave your side.
You continue to stroke his brow, your soft, steady touch anchoring him to this world. Slowly but surely, the color begins to return to his face. Beneath your hand, his breathing grows less ragged, his chest rising and falling at regular intervals. To your surprise, his eyes begin to flutter.
Nate?
As you watch with bated breath, he opens his eyes, looking up at you from the bed. His gaze is weak but steady and coherent. In a cracked voice, he softly whispers your name.
Sophie? You're here with me.
Your fingers suddenly clumsily. You pour him a drink of water. Hurriedly lifting it to his lips, he drinks thirstily, his gaze still locked with yours.
Sophie, I... Don't try to speak yet. There's no rush. I'm not going anywhere.
He gulps more water, gathering himself with obvious effort. Despite your pleading, he begins to speak.
I love you, Sophie, so much. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Your breath catches in your throat, every nerve ending in your body coming suddenly and completely alive. His words send a flood of pure joy rushing through your veins. It may be dark outside, but you feel as though morning has broken.
I thought I'd never be able to hear you say that again.
He smiles a tender smile, gazing deeply into your eyes. Whenever you're with him, you feel truly seen. But your happiness quickly dims as a chill racks his frame, making him shudder despite his heavy coverlet.
Please, don't strain yourself.
No, Duchess, you need to know that feeling a love like yours, no matter what happens to me, it was worth it.
Nate, you are the greatest joy in my life.
You can feel the emotion building in you like gathering storm, a heady mix of joy, fear, and above all, love.
And mine as well, Duchess.
He smiles weakly up at you, the effort obvious in his eyes. The tenderness in his gaze makes your heart swell anew, and you feel as though it could burst at any moment.
I will always cherish the memory of our time together, Nate. No matter how long it may be.
Slowly, he reaches up, pulling you close for a gentle kiss. His full lips are parched against yours, his skin still burning with fever. Even so, you cling to him, saving the feel of his mouth, the familiar, heady scent of his body.
Nate.
He pulls back, or leans back against the pillow, eyes heavy with exhaustion. You kiss his fevered brow, murmuring against him.
Rest easy. I'm here beside you.
The next morning, you wake with a start, your body aching as you bolt upright in your uncomfortable chair. To your overwhelming relief, his eyes flutter open at the sound of your approach. He looks weak, but very much alive.
Sophie, you're still here. I never left.
Taking your hand in his, he presses it to his lips. His fever is gone, his skin once more cool to the touch.
You've saved my life, Duchess. You kept me tethered to this world.
A happiness like you've never known before radiates through you, leaving your body flush with heat. His fever may be gone, but it seems as though yours is just beginning. Overjoyed by his recovery, you lean forward, pressing your lips against his mouth. With what starts as a gentle kiss, quickly deepens into something much more.
Duchess.
His hand slides around your shoulders. Pulling you closer, you lean into his touch, reveling in the feel of his body against yours. He's warm, solid, and very much alive. You can feel your body stirring in response. Desire speeds your pulse, making your skin flush with unexpected heat.
Oh.
You gasp aloud as his tongue parts your eager lips, questing and teasing and sending wave after wave of pleasure spiraling through you.
Sophie.
As the early morning sun streams through the window, you feel as though you're flooded with golden light as well, I guess things really do seem darkest before the dawn. He stretches sleepily beside you, opening his eyes just enough to gaze up at you.
Did you say something, Duchess?
Smiling tenderly at him, you shake your head, urging him back to sleep.
Shh, rest up, my love. I'll be here when you wake.
Still exhausted from his ordeal, he complies. Before long, his eyes fall shut once more. Dust motes float softly through the sunshine, and a warm feeling of contentment radiates through your body. For a moment, everything feels perfect, but as the euphoria wears off, dread settles over you.
He might have survived, but what does that mean for our future?
Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And down in the description, plenty of things to check out there. Pretty much without further ado, let me know your thoughts and comments and anything, everything in the comment section below. And, hey, if you have nothing really to say about this book, you know what? How's your day? How's your week? Let me know in the comment section. I always love having a conversation with each and every one of you that decides to leave comments and something I can reply to and whatnot, right? So, catch y'all later. Peace out.